There may not be a school in the country that relies more on the punter than your Iowa Hawkeyes, and the Hawkeyes landing a big-time recruit out of Australia, and a guy that not many people around here will know about. I can give you a little bit of information on Rhys Dakin, the newest addition to the 2024 class, and yes, he is going to be on a full scholarship. Iowa likes this kid. I'll tell you why in just a second. First, I want to thank Iowa Floor Covering. They're down in Bondurant, locally owned flooring store. They specialize in DIY projects, but they can also help you with good advice on tile, flooring, maybe a tile shower you're working on, or a project you're looking to undergo. Call Ryan, Tyler, and the guys down at Iowa Floor Covering by calling 515-379-7000. You can also visit them online, iowafloorcovering.com. We appreciate Iowa Floor Covering sponsoring the programming here from the Hawkeye of the Storm. So, breaking news on this Sunday afternoon, the Hawkeyes landing a commitment from 2024 Australian punter Rhys Dakin. Now, I'm going to give you as much information as I have, very little out there. I did know that Levar was out there earlier this past week. In fact, I tweeted a picture of Australia during the week, and it was apparent to me just a few days before signing day with Levar going out to Australia that they'd be making a move here and getting a commitment from a kid who, by all accounts, is really good, really strong leg, from what I was told. Maybe has a little bit of work to do as it relates to accuracy, is a little bit smaller than Tory Taylor was when he got here, but he's also a little bit younger. I believe he's 19, 20, somewhere in there. He's either 19 or 20. I can tell you that for sure. He does play for the same program, the Prokick Australia program that Tory Taylor came from, and Iowa's punter prior to Tory Taylor. That was Michael Sleep Dalton, the transfer from Arizona State that came in and helped Levar Woods' special teams unit for a while before Taylor came in 2020. So Rhys, again, pretty big kid, don't have height or weight on this young man, but by all accounts, strong leg, and he's going to have an opportunity to play right away with Taylor moving on. Iowa did add Tyler Neeson during the offseason, last offseason. He was a transfer from Iowa Western. It's just kind of some collateral as a secondary option in case something happened to Tory Taylor. Of course, he was so good over the last 4 years. He won the Ray Guy Award. He's on the verge of breaking all kinds of ridiculous records, and he's going to have an opportunity to play a while in the NFL. And it's not easy to do that as a kicker or a punter. But boy, a punter like him with his ability to spin the football, kick different distances, pin people inside the 10 to 5, and consistently inside the 20 is going to be invaluable to an NFL team. But the way Iowa plays football, regardless of who the new OC is, the way Iowa plays football is still going to be centered on field position and pinning teams back and then feasting defensively. And so, you know, you'd love to bring Cooper DeJean back. We've discussed that. I have not ruled that out, and no one should be ruling that out because that is still very much a possibility that Cooper DeJean comes back. And you pair him with Rhys Dakin, that would be a great addition to that special teams unit. If you get Cooper DeJean and a Prokick Australia punter. By the way, Prokick Australia is in the Melbourne area, so he's a big city kid, and they call it gridiron over there in Australia. Not football, it's gridiron. So he'll be coming to Iowa to play some gridiron, and he's got that very strong Australian accent that everybody adored with Tory Taylor. So we'll look forward to Rhys getting here. Again, he'll be on full scholarship. So they like this kid, and they were going to throw a scholarship at him to get him to come to the U.S. and play for the Hawkeyes. And right now, if there's any place you'd rather, if there's any place in the country as a punter, especially a punter from out of the country that maybe doesn't know a whole lot about, the blue bloods of college football, where would you rather play than Iowa? Like, talk about the offense all you want. It is a punter's dream, and they did just produce the Ray Guy Award. So Iowa has an advantage in recruiting punters, more so than probably any other team in the country. So just off of that, I would say this kid is maybe the best of the best. We will see. But remember, Drew Miller, Iowa was in on him. He ended up committing to, I believe, Georgia. I think they've been pretty confident that they would be able to make a similar move like they did in 2020 with Tory Taylor. And Rhys may not end up being the type of punter that Tory was. Tory was kind of a generational type of guy. You know, there's a lot of great kickers down under, if you will. By all accounts, this kid's another one. And my guess is he'll also take care of holder duties on special teams as well. So that's the latest with Iowa football. They add a punter from Melbourne, Victoria in Australia, from Prokick Australia, the third straight Iowa punter to come out of Prokick Australia. More coverage on the way, folks. And if you want to hear an interview with this young man, Rhys Dakin, I will throw a link up in the description. Wouldn't normally do this, but there's so little information out there about Rhys, and I was sent this a few days ago. It is, I believe, the only YouTube interview with this young man. I'll throw that up in the description where he talks a little bit about his experience playing football. And honestly, he seems like an outgoing kid, very much like Tory Taylor. So congratulations to Rhys, and we anticipate he will sign on Wednesday. And according to Blair Sanderson of On3.com, he'll be enrolling in January, so they'll get him in the spring. Appreciate you tuning in for another segment here from the Hawkeye of the Storm. We will talk to you soon. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button on the way out. Have a great day.